Channel 12 Sports presents coverage of high school gymnastics, and tonight a late conference meet as the Wayzata Trojans host the Minnetonka Skippers. From Wayzata Central Middle School in Plymouth. Hello and welcome to Channel 12's coverage of tonight's meet. John Jacobson along with Debbie Rasmussen for coverage of this one. And Debbie, Wayzata in the state meet a year ago and hoping to repeat their section championship in about 3 weeks. Both of these teams will be part of the Section 6 AA meet at Edina, and right now is the time you got to get everything right for section tournament action.
These two teams are very well matched, and my personal belief is it always comes down when teams are so close like this as to who is going to perform better on the balance beam, who's going to have left falls. This is kind of a grudge match between these two. They're very competitive, a little bit of a rivalry, and it could go either way.
Minnetonka has been over 136 this year. That's been their top score, and Wayzata topping out at a little over 139. So about 3 points separating the two teams. And as you mentioned, at this point, injuries is another thing that comes into play. Wayzata's had some issues with that this year. A couple of girls that are normally varsity girls are not in the lineup tonight. Minnetonka has had some injuries, although not perhaps as severe as Wayzata, and so it's something you always kind of worry about. You want your girls to be healthy for sections because that's when it really count. At the same time, they need to practice in competition to get those routines set for sections.
Exactly, and you just hate to see any gymnast have an injury this late into the season, especially one that could be season-ending for them too. And as the coach, your goal is to get your team to peak right at sections. That's what you're looking for. So these meets, even though they're important for rankings, what they really are is putting together consistency. Let's hit our routines. Let's go 5 for 5 on every event, and let's get the highest scores we can.
I expect a good one here tonight. Very competitive teams and two very good teams in metro area gymnastics. It's Wayzata and Minnetonka. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with our first rotation. Wayzata's varsity to be on the vault for our coverage of high school gymnastics after this timeout.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to Wayzata Central Middle School. John Jacobson and Debbie Rasmussen. Warm-ups complete for the first rotation. And we are ready to begin competition. Wayzata Minnetonka. Wayzata's varsity up first on the vault. Allison Lemin will be first. She'll be followed by Rachel Teisty, Greta Fust, Andy Poles, and Claire and Laura Becky. Each athlete gets 2 vaults. Best score is the one that is kept. And then of the 5 scores, the top 4 go toward the team score. Excuse me, Deb.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, it, as we talked last night at the meet, it's just so crazy how close to the wall they have to vault. But anyways, yeah, this has always been a real high-scoring event for both teams. She starts out right here with a handspring vault. She has awesome body position, just a slight pike on that pre-flight. Great landing on that. Nice job. In the vault, it's such a quick event. There's less time to make mistakes or have deductions. So this is usually one of the higher scoring events of the 4.
Allison's first vault scoring a 7.7, and it'll fall on the second vault.
There's a half a point deduction for the fall. She just didn't have the speed that she did on the first one. She had great body position, but unfortunately there is the fall. It'll be counting your first fault. Beauty of vault, you get 2 tries.
Right, and the fall costing her on the second vault. Scored lower. Rachel Teisty is up next. Second vault was scored as 6-9 for Allison Amin.
Beautiful handspring vault. She had great, super strong run. She had a great body position prior to the vault platform. Beautiful block and the ever important stuck landing. She kind of just floats, hands hit, blocks, no step on the landing. I don't think you can do it much better than that.
Second vault coming for Rachel. Her first one scored an 8.25.
And that one putting a full on the end of that one with just a little bit of a stumble. She didn't quite make that twist all the way around, but again, beautiful body position on this vault. She was just short on that full twist. You'll see here she has, again, great pre-fright. She blocks, just turns, and just doesn't quite make that twist all the way around, but she's able to save it. Didn't fall.
Third gymnast for Wayzata is Greta Fust. Second vault for Rachel Teisty is an 8.05, so the first vault will be the one that goes in the books. And now here's Greta Fust.
Greta doing a handspring full there as well. Nice job. Again, great body position. Nice block, you'll see here. Nice handspring block. Just is short of that full, just a tiny little bit more. So she's gonna wanna block a little bit harder so she can finish that twist.
Greta's first vault scores an 8.2. And ready for vault 2.
Nice. She was able to complete the twist that time and took a couple of steps to the side, but definitely a strong vault. Again, good block. Twist makes it all the way. Just a little tiny short on that landing.
Next up is Andy Pulls. 7.95, Greta's second vault. Andy's high score this year, 9.1 in this event.
Angie doing a Yurchenko, which is a very, very, very difficult vault. You don't see a lot of these in high school. We were privileged to see one last night, too, from the Park Center girls. But this is basically a round-off back handspring to the platform. There's a round-off. Here's a back handspring block into a back flip. Nice vault, just a tiny bit short on that landing, but she didn't set it down. She stood it out. Looks like we're having a little bit of a conference here.
Scored an 8.8.
She's going to try to just get a little bit stronger of a block so she can get her shoulders up and turn that back flip all the way around.
You can see both, we can't see it right now, but when she's coming down, both of her ankles are taped, and I'm wondering if how much pressure, how much injury she's feeling on that landing.
Exactly. I mean, this is a tough vault for if you have ankle injuries. And now on that one, she almost over-rotated it, so she's got to find that happy medium. They have that little mat on the top, which is called a stinger pad, which kind of helps absorb some of the, but this is a tough sport. If you've got ankles, they take a pounding. You'll see here, she almost just over-rotated it. She's going to get that 5'10" deduction for the fall, but all in all, better vault up until the end of that.
Second one scored an 8.75, so loses 500 compared to the first vault.
You want to put her in a 9.3, 9.2 kind of range, that's a good score.
Senior Claire Lorbecki had a
Gonna do
great senior season so far.
Doing the same vault there, beautifully done. Just that small step on the landing. Again, the speed that you need for this vault, it's like you're putting floor, rounded by handspring on the floor into the vault. It's very popular when you get into college and also obviously up in the Olympics. And this one, great height, great shoulder placement, just that small step on the landing.
He's looking at her score. She may forego her second vault here. I'm wondering if that's why she's waiting down at the landing area.
It could be. I mean,
9.25 is not shabby at all.
Not shabby at all. That's a very good score. I think this vault, if I remember it from last night, is worth like a 9.6 in the tuck position, and she does this in a pike position. So there really wasn't, you know, a whole lot to deduct from that. So
she will do in the second try, though.
Mm-hmm.
Ranked 13th in the state right now in the vault.
Again, beautiful vault, just over-rotated it. Had to sit it down, or what we say, and so there would be, you know, the 5'10" deduction. So definitely the first vault will be the best. But still a wonderful vault. She just has such power. Here you can see beautiful form, great block. She pikes that around and just over-rotated it.
And an 8.65 for vault number 2. So her first vault will count toward the team score. We'll take a break. We'll come back with our second rotation. First up for Minnetonka on the varsity. We'll see their vaulting team in a moment. You're watching high school gymnastics on Channel 12. We're back in a moment.
It's hot.
What?
It's hot in here now.
Melissa's top score this year in this event is a 9 even.
The judges are having a little conversation over there, little discrepancy in scores. You can see we end up doing this when there's a greater than 5'10" difference between one judge and the other judge.
In the vault, we don't often see it.
No, you don't. You know, that's usually saved for beam and floor. Usually floor, occasionally on the balance beam, but the vault is an event that's, you know, 10 seconds and it's over.
Score of 7.9 in the second vault for Lily, and now it's Alyssa Olson.
Beautiful, beautiful vault. That is a great handspring fall. Nice landing, a little bit of a step, but body position was beautiful. On, off, twisting, everything. Here you'll see she does a great handspring on, blocks full twist, completes the twist all the way. Nice landing. She just has to clean up that one step at the end, and this is a very, very good vault.
8.95 for vault 1. And now Alyssa Olsen's second vault.
Again, just a beautiful vault. It's just the landing. That's the only thing that they could, you know, take some deductions for. Prior to that, the vault is done well. Nice strong rung. Beautiful block, gorgeous twist. Just didn't quite get, her feet kind of came underneath her a little bit too much, and that causes you to fall forward a little bit.
Hannah Golson is a senior, a captain of this Minnetonka team, their best all-around gymnast. Went to state last year in both the beam and the vault. Top score so far this year, 9.1. 8.55 in the second vault for Alyssa Olsen.
Doing a vault there called a Sukahari, which is very similar to the Yurchenkos, but she, instead of doing the round off back handspring onto vault, she does a half on, and that was beautiful. She had amazing height, and the distance is what I'm so impressed with. Just a little bit of a step on the landing. Her shoulders were down a little bit, but she clears the vault by a lot. Sometimes it gets nerve-wracking when you see these because it looks like they could come straight down on the vault. And she's just going to do, looks like she's just going to do the one. Which her ankles are pretty heavily taped too.
Right.
That's probably a good call at this stage of the game.
Yeah, and her coach, Samantha Howard, told me before the meet, there's Samantha Howard right there, as a matter of fact, said, you know, she's been a little bit injured, and she said, we need you for sections. You know, if you want to compete, great, but, you know, we want you healthy in 3 weeks. So,
Yep.
Hannah, taking your advice, takes the one vault tonight, scores an 8.8. And we are through one complete rotation. As you look at Samantha Howard, won a section title in her first year back in 2012, and her skipper is hoping to repeat and go back there this year in a few weeks at Edina. We'll take time out. We'll come back with more. Minnetonka will be up on the uneven bars in a moment. You're watching coverage of Minnetonka and Wayzata Gymnastics on Channel 12.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Lily Freeze, the first competitor for Minnetonka on the uneven bars, should be followed by Casey Walker, Hannah Gozen, Nikki Quam, and Alyssa Olsen.
Skippers had a nice, strong start to their bars.
Here's a look at Lily's routine again.
Long hang kip, free hip back hip circle into another kip, squats on. Beautiful free hip back hip circle into a long hang kip, nice cast. Excellent layout, flyaway dismount. What she executed so beautifully was the routine just flowed. We want to make sure that there's no stopping, no taking a break, no resting, that one move goes right into the other. That's what we want to do. So we're waiting for the next one.
Judges still working on the score for Lily Freeze.
Lots of requirements on the bars to get full credit for routines.
Now Casey Walker.
Casey starting out with very nice opening sequence, kip to a free hip into a switch kip, which fulfills one of the requirements that she has of changing direction. And here she's into her giant swings, which are absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful form on those and just a rock-solid landing.
Good routine by Casey Walker. Lily Free scored a 7.7. Next up will be Hannah Gozen.
Hannah's ankles are taped pretty tightly, so coach was just stepping in to help out there. She's waiting to get the go-ahead. Sometimes that's more nerve-wracking than actually doing the routine. Bars are a little bit more difficult to judge because again, it moves really quickly, but there are requirements that the girls have to have. For example, here she starts facing one direction. She casts beautiful free hip back hip circle. She does what's called a switch kip, shows that change of direction, which fulfills a requirement. Casting into a handstand high bar requirement. Here's her giant swings. But this laid out flyaway dismount, just gorgeous. Nice, solid landing.
Judges conferring. Elaine Taggett and Kathleen Williams on the score for Casey Walker before Hannah Gozen can step up.
Looks like they're coming to in agreement there. There's certain, casting to a half a handstand, casting all the way to a handstand. Maybe they need instant replay. I wonder if that would ever come into, like ice skating and gymnastics.
Let the judges see again, one more look, yeah. Score of 8.45 for Casey Walker. Hannah Gozen now in her routine.
Starting off the same with that beautiful opening sequence, and here is her giants. A little bit of a form break on those. And again, gorgeous flyaway dismount. Same routine we saw the previous one. This one, again, done beautifully. Just had those little form breaks on the top of those handstands. But this opening right here, beautiful free hip back hip circles, switch kip, right to the squat on. You'll see here, she just doesn't quite get all the way to that handstand. And there's those little form breaks, but she does the correction right away on top. And again, another fabulous flyaway. I loved how she kind of had a little kick out. She flared and opened up and had just kind of floated into the landing. It was very nice.
Nikki Kwam will be up next. Her high score in this event this year, an 8.525.
We can't see, but in the background, the Wayzata JV is performing on the vaults. When the varsity is on one event, the JV is on another event, and then they flip-flop. So you'll be hearing the screams of the girls cheering on the JV as the varsity girls are on the bars.
Hannah Gozen scoring an 8.05. And now Nikki Kwam.
Again, just a solid opening sequence there. Here's her giants. A little bit of an arch in the back there, but she corrects it right as she gets to the top. Another nice flyaway dismount. One thing that they've made changes to is you used to be able to, you have to show a change of direction on the bar, and you used to be able to do that in a mount, and now you can't. So your change of direction has to come in the guts of the routine. So you'll see here she's facing one way, does a kip, cast, free hip back hip circle, changes direction. They no longer will consider amount for change. Very, very nice, Giants. Little bend of the knee up top, but again, great flyaway. You'll see just at the top, just boom, nice job.
Good finish for Nikki Kwam. Judges working on her score. Alyssa Olsen will be up last for the skippers.
You can't see, but the coach is standing in between on a box, ready for a spot, which there'll be no deduction if she doesn't have to provide any assistance to her. You know, we don't talk much about the coaching and actually kind of how dangerous it can be for coaches too.
Alyssa Olsen up on the bars now.
There's a nice
There's the spot that you were talking about.
A nice release move for her, which again, change of direction, fulfills the release move. Now she's going into her Giants, which are beautiful. Look at that nice straight body, great toe point, and again, a solid landing. The more you fulfill requirements, the higher the score is, and she was able to do that with this release move right here. A little tiny bit of a break, but she's doing a half twist, almost to a handstand on that. Over and under the low bar. Here is her giant swings. Beautiful. No form breaks there. Great toe point. Drop in landing. Nice job. Just floats.
While the girls are getting ready for the next.
Your job as a spotter is to make sure that you get in there and make, if that gymnast is gonna, you know, come flying off the bar or have a fall, and you just really, really want to make sure that they land in a position that won't cause an injury. I've seen a lot of coaches get hit with, you know, a foot in the face or an arm. I've done my share of, whoops, sorry, didn't mean to do that kind of stuff. And as a coach, I've been hit a couple of times too, but your priority is to make sure that gymnast is safe. It takes a lot to be a spotter. And they're hard, good ones are hard to find.
On your left there is Carly Holden. She's the head coach for Wayzata. 4th year as head coach of this program. The state tournament team last year. Next to her there, Abby Christensen, who competed here at Wayzata, graduated in 2007, was really an outstanding gymnast and a diver.
Went to Iowa State to dive.
Swimming and diving,
yeah.
Yes, competed as a diver in college. 8.6 on the score for Alyssa Olsen, so we'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll see Wayzata up on the bars. See you in just a moment. More gymnastics from Wayzata Central Middle School after this timeout.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Welcome back to Wayzata Central Middle School. John Jacobson and Debbie Rasmussen for tonight's meet. We are through 3 rotations. And now the second rotation for Wayzata. Allison Lemin will lead things off on the bar. She'll be followed by Rachel Teisty, Sally Dorr, Andy Poles, and Claire Lorbecky. Allison will have to pick up her routine from there. Able to finish strong after that almost fall on the high bar. Able to hit the strength puller back up and get a good solid landing. Take a look at Allison's routine again. The early slip here, but then able to get back on and complete a routine. Almost lost there, but able to again come through. And finish it off. A good job by Allison to stick with it, complete the routine. Judges working on her score as Rachel Teisty gets ready for her bar routine. Allison scoring a 6.2, and now Rachel Teisty.
That was a very nice routine for Rachel.
We'll take another look at it here.
You can tell a lot of the changes by the people that are having kind of the same opening sequence to get that change. She has a little release move there. She's going into some rear uprises. Into free hip, back hip circle, long hang kip, flyaway dismount. Very nice. Release move is any time that you are leaving one bar in a swinging motion, basically, and grabbing another bar. Just jumping from one to another wouldn't really, although for you and I, it would be a
Yes.
death-defying release move.
Sally Dorr is up next. This is her known event of the night. So she'll wait for a moment here as they complete the score on Rachel Teisty.
We're seeing a lot more, and the Olympics kind of did it this year. Usually you had 5 girls, they all did every single event, but you can specialize in an event. Maybe you're better on bars than you are on beams, so you're able to compete varsity on bars, but maybe you're doing a JV on beam or floor.
Now Sally Dorr, score of 8.25 for Rachel Teisty.
Nice switch kip up there. Getting ready for her. Oh, darn. Working on her giants there, and that's just a tough. You have to hit that handstand and get enough swing to make it all the way around. And she was just short a little bit. Let's see if she's going to go ahead and give it another try or just head right for the dismount. Yep. Going into some rear uprises. Free hip, back hip circle, long hang kip cast. Nice flyaway dismount. Beauty about this though is actually this is the best time to have that happen rather than being in section meets when every single 10th is gonna count. So it's possible, the way the girls were cheering, it leads you to believe this was a trick that was new for her, and she's, you get that little burst of energy from your teammates that are screaming. That would have been really,
quite loud, didn't it?
really nice back in the day.
look at part of Sally's routine again.
She does kip, switch kip, squat on you. You'll see here, she just doesn't quite make that handstand on the backside too. Go ahead and make those giants swing all the way. Giant swings were originally and still are performed on men's high bar. There she goes into her rear uprise. Free hip back hip circle, long hang kip. Beautiful recovery there and just very, very nice flyweight dismount. With the progression of women's gymnastics and the uneven bars, they used to be so much closer together. The farther apart they get, they do start to take on men's high bar. They're performing a lot of release moves that men's do on high bar, along with the giants and the pirouettes. And they're able to do that because the distance of the two bars is greater now.
7.75 for Sally Dorr. Here's Andy Poles, who scored as high as 8.55 in this event this year.
There's her giant sequence right there. She had a great cast on the top there. Beautiful. Boy, is she excited about that. Full twisting, layout, flyaway. Kind of think that might be a little new too. I think she was smiling when she saw the mat, like, okay, I'm gonna stick this. Very, very exciting. We see a lot of flyaways. We don't see a lot of twisting flyaways, so that is exciting. Just works real well on the uneven bars. Very strong, beautiful opening sequence. I love the form. She does a straight leg squat on, which is hard to do, and you'll see here casting up into the giants. And as she comes, she gorgeous layout flyaway dismount. Let's see if you can see her face right here. She's getting ready to land it. She knows, yes. Oh, that was great.
Well, great job by Andy Poles. Earlier had an 8.8 score on the vault. We'll see where she comes out here. As Claire Lorebecki awaits her turn on the bars.
That's one of those MasterCard Pricelets moments.
8.75. That's a season high for Andy Poles on the bars. Now Claire Lorebecki, who scored as high as 9.275.
Doing giants in this direction. Beautiful release move. Almost hits a handstand on the top of that. This routine is going to definitely get a nice high score. Here she goes for her giant sequence. And a double back dismount. Excellent. Again, another great routine, and you can tell they're very, very excited about that one. Adding a full twist is hard. Adding a second bat flip, a little bit harder, but you'll see here, when she does this release move, the object is to actually try to get to a handstand on that low bar and as close as you can. That was great.
That was flawless, nearly flawless.
Yep. And here she goes. As we are getting ready for this double back, you need so much momentum. And she does it in a pike position, which again adds more difficulty and also increases the value of the whole routine. You see her, she's just a tiny bit low in her shoulders. But I think the deduction will be slight because that is a really tough dismount.
It's a mad scramble now. This is a very tight gym, so they move spectators around halfway through the meet, depending on which apparatuses are done for the night. In this case, the vault and the bars. And if people can get more and a better angle at the beam and the floor exercise, which are still to come.
You know, it's too bad that over in the new high school, the facilities are amazing, but they don't have a space where you can keep the equipment. To have to take this floor up and down every day would just not be a doable situation. So they come over to this gym we're at Central Middle School in Wayzata, and this is where the competition is. It is very tight and very cozy, as you can tell, and the gymnast watchers are, it's like, bring a chair.
9.3 on the bars for Claire Lorebecki. That's a season high for her. So their last two gymnasts both hit their season highs, and a great finish on the bars for Wayzata. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with more. The Trojans will be up on the balance beam next. Stay with us.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Very close meet halfway through. Wayzata 68.525, Minnetonka 67.625, and we are ready to go. Wayzata's third rotation tonight. Maddie Aaron up first on the balance beam. She and Claire Lorebecki, their top two gymnasts in this event, and they go 1-2. A little bit unusual. Usually you see progress toward the better gymnasts in the 4-5 slot. Carly Holden has them up 1-2, and Maddie Aaron's been in the state meet twice in this event.
This is an unusual call for a coach. Be really interested to see her reasoning behind this, unless these two are just so consistent that you want to set the tone for the rest of your girls to increase the scores for number 3, 4, and 5. But it is very unusual that you go in that particular order.
Maddie with a fall there. She finished 5th in the state in Class AA in this event a year ago. Her career high score, 9.65. We saw the fall a moment ago.
It was during a twisting switch leap, and that's just really, that's a tough skill. Setting up here for her dismount. Back handspring, full twist. Nice job. Just had that one fall. Talking with both coaches earlier today, it's who's going to stick beam, who's going to stick beam, and that's kind of what we've got kind of going right now. The hard part is when that first gal falls, the rest of 4 behind her need to be solid. You want to get the best scores that you possibly can. And she had an outstanding routine going. It's just a little bit off. It doesn't take much, and you are off the beam. These here are one-arm front walkovers, extremely difficult. It's a blind move, and you're only using hard enough to do with 2 arms, let alone she does with 1. And does that again, and this one connects right into a back handspring. Beautifully done. Here's her jump series, 2 wolf jumps. And this switch leap was absolutely gorgeous. She just was off a tiny bit. Dismount was fabulous. Back handspring, full twist, small step on the landing.
Claire Lorebecki will be up next. I mentioned that Maddie Aaron was 5th in the state last year in this event. Claire right now is ranked 5th in the state on the beam. The high score this year has been 9.525.
And she's got some pretty big skills coming up here. She does a back handspring layout walkout connection, which is big stuff for high school. You see it a lot in college in the Olympics, but not too often do we see it. We saw her in warm-ups. She looked beautiful on it.
Maddie Aaron scored an 8.60. And now here's Claire Lorebecki.
Starts off with the no-handed mount. Getting ready here, you'll see back handspring right away into a back layout walkout. Back handspring, layout walkout. Just a tiny bit off. That is such a difficult sequence. But again, we talk about it. If we're gonna have a little bit of struggle, let's do it in a dual meet. Really work on the consistency. Throw a lot of numbers in the gym so that you are ready for sections. This is a great angle because you can see just how skinny that beam is. It's 4 inches, which basically is the width of your foot. And you are flipping, jumping, spinning, turning, and hopefully landing back on those feet. Very, very nice round off back layout with a full twist. Other than the fall, that was an absolutely beautiful routine. And again, just the difficulty of that sequence and the connection. Nice mount. She prepares, she gets to the end of the beam here, and you'll see right here. And she was just off a hair. There's the back handspring, layout walk out. Very tough. This move here is a full turn. Every gymnast must have that in their routine. She had a little bit of a balance check there, nothing major, there was no fall, but you want to do that as clean as you possibly can. And then this dismount was just stellar, beautiful, round off, laid out, full twist, nice landing on that.
Andy Poles will be up next. Carla Becky, currently 10th ranked in the state in the all-around. Finished 12th last year in the all-around at the AA meet. The fall cost her, as it did Maddie Aaron, so scored an 8.6. Now Andy Poles, who had scored as high as 8.8 in this event, 8.85.
Wayzata coaches said their goal tonight is to try to have no falls on beam, which that's a tough deal. Beautiful standing back tuck there. Nice back walkover sequence, one right into the other. What you want to do, what she executed beautifully, was there is no stops. It just goes one right into the next, into the next. Showing lots of originality in there. Nice switch leap to wolf jump. And there's her full turn. Nicely done. Setting up for her dismount. What we don't see earlier in the meet, the girls put marks on the balance beam so they know exactly where to stand, so they can make that back handspring to the end of the beam in the full twist without, going over or not getting to the end of the beam enough.
No falls for Andy Poles. She's happy with that.
It's a very, very nice full twisting back handspring dismount. There's the no-handed mount. And then here we go. Here's that standing back tuck. Excellent. Up, there she goes. Beautiful. That's a scary, scary deal too. And you'll notice here in this back walk and see what makes this so beautiful is it just keeps going. There's no stopping. She just heads one back walk over right into the next. Great connection. And I love this. Just a nice show of originality here. Beautiful.
Score of 9.2 for Andy Poles. Nicely done. Jessica Chow, our first look at her tonight.
Does a nice full turn. A little bit of a balance shift there. Nothing too major, but good job. Nice cartwheel, steps right into a round off. Good job. That fulfills a requirement of flight. They consider flight on the balance beam when you have what we like to kind of call as airtime, when nothing's touching the beam. No hands, no feet. You have that small little second. 2 nice straddle jumps. Good job. Getting ready for a nice backflip dismount. Very good routine for her. She has good height on those jumps. There's that full turn, just a tiny little bounce check there. Good job. You wouldn't think that the full turn would be that difficult, but I've seen it take more girls out in meets than actually sometimes stick it, and it is a requirement. There's that round off, fulfilling a flight requirement. And the dismount, and very nice tuck back dismount. Good landing, nice job.
Solid routine for Jessica Chow. Allison Lemin will be the 5th and final competitor for the Trojans here on the balance beam. Here we saw that routine from Andy Poles, which is 9.2, almost 0.4 of a point higher than what she scored all year. And if Wayzata can get a meet where often you won't see Maddie Aaron or Clara Lebecki falling as they did.
Right.
They have 3 girls in the low to mid 9s, and that's going to go a long way toward winning a lot of meets.
When you get up to that state meet, you'll ask any coach, and we've said it for years, 90% of the time will come down to who performs best on the balance beam. It's that way in college. It's that way in the Olympics. It's you have to put up a very solid balance beam routine, or 5 routines. Very rarely does a team come out on top that has falls. And I think it's because the fall is so costly. It's 5/10. So you get 5 girls, say they all fall, there's 2.5 points. That's a lot in gymnastics world.
Judges still conferring on Jessica's score before Allison Lemin can go.
I mean, your chance of falling on bars, it's there, but not so great. And on vault, it's basically just the dismount. Floor, you can take some stumbles, but for a lot of gymnasts, this is the most difficult event that they have, just because it's scary.
This was your favorite event, though, wasn't it?
My favorite event, yes. But scary, scary, scary. My least successful event sometimes, but.
All right, we're finally going to get a score here for Jessica Chow. It's an 8.0 even. Allison Lemin will finish things off here for the Trojans.
That's a beautiful no-handed mount into a nice wolf jump. And again, we see the coach there. As long as coach doesn't touch her. Nice, very good. No deduction whatsoever there. And there is her back walkover sequence. Tiny bit of a pause there. Not much to write home about, but still beautifully done. Switch leap into hang on. Oh, shoot, that was so pretty. when we add twisting to jumps or leaps, it increases the difficulty, but also increases your risk of not staying on. Nice split leaps. There, that was gorgeous. Here comes her full turn. Getting ready for a dismount. Again, coach can stand in there. Cartwheel back tuck, nice job. Good routine.
Had the one fall, but after had to fall very early on the bar. I thought she came back nicely here in the balance beam, put together a solid routine.
Well, and when you stick the big trick, I mean, the back handspring is a tough trick. The leap actually is more difficult, but it seemed that, you know, this was probably a newer skill for her as she comes in for this. You can see there again, coach can stand as long as they don't touch. There is no deduction, nothing at all. Beautiful.
Maddie Aaron. Maddie hates to see people eat alone at restaurants.
And there we go. Here's her back walkover sequence.
So they weren't alone.
And just a tiny little stop in the movement, not much for a deduction.
She cries every time. She's also been told to be so clumsy and will trip over a crack in the sidewalk.
And here we go. Here is the leap.
They needed it.
And she'll see she starts out with a beautiful switch leap, and she's going into that twisting jump, and she just drops her shoulders, and she fought so hard for that. So, and then cartwheel, back tuck dismount, beautiful. No stops, nice landing, good routine for her.
We'll hold on just for a moment while they tally Allison's score before we go to break. Minnetonka's beam will be up next. And a score of 7.9 for Allison Lemin, wrapping up Wayzata's turn on the balance beam. Now we'll take a break, come back. Skipper's up next, and more gymnastics from Wayzata Central Middle School after this.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Don Jacobson, Debbie Rasmussen back at Wayzata Central Middle School. Minnetonka's third rotation puts them on the balance beam. Olivia McConnell will start things off. Then Alyssa Olson, Nikki Quam, Gabrielle Evans, and Hannah Gosen. And Olivia McConnell leading things off. Her top score in this event this year, an 8.9.
That is definitely a person you want to have in your leadoff position. You want to have that person that is consistent, that can pull that high score to set the tone for the other gymnasts to follow. Hey, there we go. Nice job. A twisting switch leap. Switch leap into straddle jump, twisting in that motion also. Getting ready for her dismount. Round off back tuck. Nice job. Excellent start for the skippers.
And Olivia seems very pleased with that start.
And she should be. That was a great routine. And she's a very pretty gymnast to watch on the beam. She's got great form, beautiful toe point, great lines. Opening sequence, she does cartwheel, swings that foot all the way through, right into the next round off. Immediately into split jump. Good job. Here is the full twist, or full turn, I should say. And finally the dismount, she does a nice round off back flip with just a small step on the landing. Very good.
Melissa Olson will be up next.
Just waiting on the judges. If there is an event you don't want to wait, it's this one. You see that the judges are tallying all their, every skill has a symbol, and the judges are, because they don't take their eyes off the girls, so you kind of learn to write the symbol without actually seeing what you're doing, so you be in constant eye contact with the girls on the balance beam.
8.8 for Olivia McConnell.
Nice
Now
start.
Melissa Olson up on the beam.
Beautiful full turn. Nice cartwheel, just unfortunately, you think you have a trick and then all of a sudden a shoulder drops, your hip is out of line. It doesn't take very much. That first skill there, front handspring on the beam, very difficult, and she nailed it. Switch loop into a twisting straddle jump. Wolf jump, split jump. Back handspring, full twist. Nice job.
Good recovery after the fall.
Mm-hmm. That's tough when, you know, everything's going so well. You have that fall and you think, oh, I just want to, you know, run out the door or something. And you have to finish that. So I give all of these girls tons of kudos. Beautiful full turn. And you'll see here it was a gorgeous cartwheel, so in control and just a tiny, tiny bit off. This here, this front handspring, amazing, just awesome. Seems hard to fall on a cartwheel and then hit very nice front handspring. She sets up for her back handspring, full twist, tiny step on the landing. Good recovery, nice routine.
Nikki Kwam will be up next. Nikki's high score in this event, an 8.95 this season.
Very solid.
Melissa Olson recorded an 8.525. So you can see that fall without that would have been in the low nines.
In the low nines, and definitely worth it. This by far is the event where you need to do so many routines in the gym during practice so that when you get to the meet, it's just like every day in the gym. You're just doing a beam routine, doing a beam routine. Although you are being judged and your friends and family are all standing around, but it should be no different than being in the gym. Nice job. Nice back handspring. Nice, very, very solid jump leap sequence there. Getting ready, dismount, cartwheel, back tuck. Good job. Seems happy with that.
We'll go look at Nikki Quam's routine again.
Starts off right away with that full turn. Let's get her done. Very good. Back walk over, right into the next one. Tiny little check there. Not too big of a deduction. Split leap. Into that twisting jump. She was able to hang on. Nice job. There's your back handspring. And then cartwheel, back flip. Good job.
Gabrielle Evans will be up next. This is her lone varsity event tonight. Coach Howard looking on, waiting for the scores. The judges will confer before Gabby Evans will hit the beam, so she'll come over and tell her, breathe.
Breathe.
Relax.
Let's, try not to be nervous. Think about where the bus is stopping for dinner on the way home. Should we have Subway or McDonald's?
Again, these teams will compete along with several others at the Section 6AA meet. Valentine's Day in the afternoon at Edina High School. Wayzata defending Section 6AA champions. So not only will their team, a team qualify, but individuals will qualify in the 4 apparatus as well.
That's kind of a nice thing about this sport too, because if it's, maybe you don't have the most solid team, but you're a stellar gymnast, you can go as on an individual basis. They go as all-arounders, and they also can go individually on events. So let's say vaulting is your thing, you can make it to state on just that one event on the vault.
Nikki Quam scored an 8.7 now with Gabby Evans.
Nice job, switch leap into that twisting pike jump. A little bit of a pause here. Cartwheel, hang on. The cartwheel is supposed to be connected. You should do the cartwheel, swing your foot through. Beautiful job. She sneaked in an aerial cartwheel there. You don't see that. Minnetonka has 2 girls that do that. So cartwheel into the aerial cartwheel. Nails the aerial cartwheel. Gets ready for her dismount. Nice cartwheel back tuck dismount. That was too bad, the fall on the cartwheel. Nice job for her. We see a lot of backward tumbling. We see a lot of back handsprings, back tucks. We don't see a lot of forward aerial skills. And like I said, today we'll see 2 aerial cartwheels that will be on the beam from the Minnetonka team. She starts out with a very nice opening jump. This would be a switch leap right into a twisting jump. Nice job. As she sets up, here is the first cartwheel, and she had that unfortunate a little bit off. So she's going to kind of go back and repeat the sequence so she can get full credit for the connection of the cartwheel. So here she goes, cartwheel, swings her foot through, steps, boom, aerial cartwheel. Solid. Nice job. And then there's cartwheel, back tuck. I can see why she does varsity beam. That was good.
Hannah Gosen will be next. And a nice score for Gabby Evans. She gets a 9.0, high so far for the skippers. Hannah Gosen, and all around her, was a state meet entrant in the balance beam last year.
Hang on. Good job. That twisting jump. She is dealing with an injury that you can tell that has been bothering her all night. So I don't know if we're going to see her big skills or if she's just going to finish. It looks like they were like a hip flexor kind of injury. So I'm not sure if she will, like I said, throw. And she's one that you definitely want to make sure that she is healthy. There's her aerial cartwheel.
Really struggling with that injury, though. You can tell it's
yep, totally favoring it.
Not allowing her to do the skills that she can normally do when healthy.
I am surprised that I give her kudos for going on because she's been looked at by the trainer a little bit over here tonight too. So you just know that it's an injury that's bugging her and she's not able to possibly do the best job that she can, but she finished, and that's big. I probably would have just sat down, and you can tell that. Yeah, right. She is in some pain. Again, just another real pretty gymnast to watch. She has great lines, beautiful form on her tricks. And on that wolf jump. And on that twisting split jump. Here's her dismount, round off, back flip. Gotta have a hip injury and be a gymnast, probably.
Yeah, did all she did to hang in there, and and to her credit, like you said, able to finish the routine, but the 3 fouls obviously counting big against her in this routine.
It's an automatic 1.5 deduction.
It's a 6-8 from one judge being flashed so far, and we'll see what the second judge has for a score.
Because you have the deductions on the fall, you also have the deductions on she didn't fill some of the requirements as, because she didn't complete the skill. Just a tough night. That's a tough deal. But she's got 3 weeks to take it easy and heal and be ready for sections.
6.975 the score for Hannah Gosen. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Minnetonka will be up on the floor exercise in a moment. You're watching coverage of Lake Conference Gymnastics on Channel 12.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
There's our score through 3 rotations. We expected it to be a close one. Wayzata up by a little less than 0.3 of a point. We head into the final rotation for each team. Minnetonka up first on the floor exercise. And Casey Walker will lead things off for the skippers.
The pressure of beam is off. Now it's time to just basically have fun. In the team that has the most combinations and difficulty and floor teams will come out scoring the highest on this. The meet is so close I believe that's what it'll come down to, which team has more depth in their 5 girls. This by far is the funnest event to watch, as I think for the gymnasts, the funnest event to do too. Here's her second tumbling pass, handspring, lay out front. Double turn, full twisting wolf jump. As on balance beam, easier to land, but anytime we add an extra twist and extra turn into these jumps and leaps, that increases the difficulty of them. And you don't have to worry about falling off, although I have seen girls step off the side of the floor sometimes. Round up back handspring layout, beautiful. You'll see on the floor, the big white stripe that goes around the floor. If a gymnast steps out of bounds, basically, there's a deduction for that. And sometimes, because the floor is spring-loaded, so that helps with the tumbling skills, but you can kind of double bounce yourself out of the floor, too. Great opening tumbling pass, round up back handspring, full twist, beautifully done. Here's her second one. This was gorgeous. Front handspring, layout front. Solid landing on that. And final tumbling pass, round up back handspring, great layout. Solid start for Minnetonka on the floor.
Casey Walker, will wait her score as Gabrielle Evans will go up next. Gabby had a very nice routine, had the high score on the beam for Minnetonka with a 9.0.
Usually girls that are good on beam are also good on floor.
8.55 for Casey Walker to lead Minnetonka off on the floor, and now Gabby Evans.
Opening sequence, round off 2 back handsprings. She does a layout and adds a half twist at the end of that. Gorgeous split leap, kind of a ring leap where they actually kick that back leg up and almost touch their head. Here's her second tumbling pass. Front push, handspring walkout, handspring pike front. Slowing the music down just a bit, catching her breath, showing a great job in flexibility. Getting ready for her final tumbling pass. Round off 2 back handsprings, layout, nice job. Great height on that last pass too. Very pretty routine. She's fun to watch. She was fun to watch on beam, and she's definitely fun to watch on floor.
Gabby Evans on the floor exercise. Congratulations from her teammates. We'll take a look at part of her routine again.
That first tumbling pass, she's got great form on this. She does a back layout and throws a half twist just at the end there. Didn't quite make it all the way around, but it wasn't a stumble or anything. And here she does a handspring walkout right into a front handspring, pike front flip. Nice job. Final tumbling pass is just pretty. It's round up 2 back handsprings into a back layout. Great form, nice landing, big smile.
Judges Tammy Coleman and Kathleen Williams will confer on Gabby's score before Nikki Kwam hits the floor.
We've got 2 judges on each event tonight judging the varsity. When you get up to the state meet, there's 4. Can you imagine having a judges conference when 4 people might be off a little bit? The other thing that they do at the state meet, which I think is really neat, they have like a head judge referee where she'll start out with all 4 judges. She'll judge. So every event, you know, the first person up on bars is judged by 5, first person up on floor, so that you just want to make sure that the scores, everyone's on the same page and the scores seem, you know, to be more fair. Sometimes it's hard when you're in a first, like say floor is your best and you're first up on floor, the scores can tend to creep up a little bit as the night goes on, and that's a tough deal if you're first one to go. But that head judge is there to set the tone when you get to that state meet. Looks like they've come to a decision.
Nikki Kwam getting set. There's the score being posted right now for Gabby Evans, an 8.25.
Each gymnast pretty much picks out their music and helps. Some people have choreographers that come in, and sometimes the gymnasts just do it themselves. Very, very nice layout with a half twist to open up her floor routine. She sets up in the corner for her second tumbling pass. Punch front, 2 in a row. Nice job. Just a small step forward on that. Beautiful connection, double turn into a full twisting wolf jump. I personally think it's so important to smile when you're out there, which she does a great job of. She just looks like she's having a good time. On up 2 back handsprings, nice layout. Now it's possible that they might take a small deduction. She appeared at that last one that she might have fallen forward a little bit, but she just kind of turned it into her ending pose, so I'm not sure. Very clever. She's kind of laughing, so I'm not quite sure. So she opens up here with that half twist. It's gorgeous. Boom. Nice. Ta-da. Very good. Her second tumbling pass, she does those 2 punch fronts. There's one, jumps right into the next. Just a little bit of forward momentum when she comes out of that. And like I said, I'm not sure if this was part of it or if this is, you can kind of tell she does, she just kind of lands, turns it right into that ending. Good. Nice job.
Hannah Gosen and Alyssa Olsen still to go for Minnetonka. Nikki Kwam will earn a score of 8.525. Hannah Gosen has scored as high as 8.8 in this event this year.
She is just a powerhouse little thing with great tumbling and super high jumps, as you can tell right there. Starts out her first tumbling pass. Wow, nice job. That's a handspring 2 layout front. Great opening pass. When you do tricks in a tuck position, it's worth something. In a pike position, it's worth something. In a layout or adding twisting to it, every time you change, it can increase the difficulty of that. Here's that second tumbling pass. Round up back handspring, that's a 1.5 twist. She almost had it down, she didn't. She was able to hang on to that. third and final tumbling pass. Handspring, layout front, punch front. Nice routine for her.
Look at part of that again.
She opens up here with that front handspring, 2 layout front flips. There's the first one, goes right into the second one. Oh, almost a little bit short, but beautifully done. Here's that second. She's going to do a round up back handspring, 1.5 twist to a blind landing. Didn't sit it down. She hung on to that. I don't know how she did it. Good job. And then her second tumbling, or third tumbling pass. She does a handspring front within a laid out position right into a punch front after that. Beautiful routine. Looks like the judges are just getting scores up. I think it's nice we're actually at the Wayzata meet, but the Minnetonka girls are helping with the scores tonight. That just shows good team camaraderie between the both teams.
8.95. So that was Alyssa Olson that went. That Hannah Gozen, excuse me, was a scratch. You saw her, she was hurt on the beam, so I incorrectly announced Hannah as the last competitor there. That was actually Alyssa Olson. She gets an 8.95, so Minnetonka just having 4 girls perform. And so Hannah unable to finish after her beam routine.
And that's hard because you know that she puts up a pretty mighty score up there too. So that'll be a tough one. You know, she's probably in the high 8s or possibly even low 9s. So they're going to be minus that tonight for counting in their 4. But better to scratch her now than, you know, have to re-injure herself or injure it further.
So Alyssa Olson 8.95, and that finishes Minnetonka on the floor exercise. That's her last rotation of the night. We'll take a break. Wayzata will wrap up tonight's meet on the floor in a moment. You're watching Lake Conference Gymnastics on Channel 12. Wayzata will wrap up tonight's meet on the floor exercise. Amber Kessler, Rachel Teisty, Andy Poles, Maddie Aaron, and Claire Lorbecki. And here's Amber, who's competed in 3 events on the JV tonight, but it's the varsity call here to lead off the floor.
That's always exciting. Don't know if it's her first varsity time, but anytime you get the nod to come on up, it's great. Very nice jumps and turns, adding twist to all of that. She seems to be a very strong tumbler. There's a front handspring front, unfortunate. Love the originality in the choreography. Having some fun playing with the music there. A double twisting tuck jump. Round up back handspring layout. Cute routine. Love the choreography with it. Just had the one unfortunate where she did the handspring front and didn't quite get enough height on that.
Look at part of Amber's routine again.
She starts out very strong. Round-up back handspring layout, beautiful. You'll see here on the second tumbling pass, she just doesn't quite have the height to turn this all the way around and stand it up. It's a little bit low. Looked like her body was a little bit on the open. Ooh, might have hurt herself a little bit on that one. And this last tumbling pass, very nice. Round-up back handspring layout.
Rachel Teisty will be up next. Score of 7.65 for Amber Kessler.
Smiling out there, getting lots of encouragement from her teammates here. She starts with her first tumbling pass. Handspring layout front, beautiful. She kind of like, wow, that was loud. Getting ready here for her leaps and jumps. Nice job. Second tumbling pass, round up back handspring layout. Great height on that. Music slows down a little bit. She's able to take her time, catch her breath before she heads into the corner for her third and final tumbling pass. Beautiful split jump, full twisting tuck jump. Round up back handspring layout, nice job. Just kind of floats to the landing there. Cute routine, beautiful tumbling on that.
Rachel Teisty finishing things up for Wayzata in her last event tonight. Saw her earlier in the vault and the bars. And now another look at her floor.
She opens up here with that handspring layout front. Second tumbling pass here. She does round up back handspring layout. Very nice. And she ends with the round up back handspring layout as well. Beautiful. Nice job.
Andy Pulls will be the third competitor. Score of 7.9 for Rachel Teisty.
Having a lot of fun with the choreography right up top here. Very cute. Shows definite fun personality. Opening tumbling pass, round up back handspring, full twist. That was about as high as she was tall. Beautiful. Front handspring layout. Nice job. Getting ready for her third and final tumbling pass. She has really high leaps and jumps. That just adds to the difficulty of them. Final pass, round off back handspring. Oh, wow, gorgeous. Round off layout, walkout.
Oh, great finish for Andy Paul.
That was awesome. That was a beautiful floor routine. She had great height. She had very great dance. Here's that. First is round up back handspring, full twist, and she just kind of floats down. This one was beautiful. She does front handspring layout. 1, 2. Nice job. And her final tumbling pass. Round off, layout, layout, walk out. Very pretty.
One of the top gymnasts from Wayzata's history, especially recent history, is in the gym tonight. Hannah Roth is actually helping out. We're holding one of the scorecards right now, one of the scoreboards. On the floor exercise. There's Hannah in the lower right there. Graduated last year. What a great career she had for Wayzata. Was in the state meet several times, helping them to the section title last year. No longer competing in gymnastics, now a student at Wisconsin Eau Claire, but gave up gymnastics. 9.15 for Andy Poles, a very solid routine, and now Maddie Aaron.
Maddie opening up with a round off 1.5 twist, which is a blind landing, and that makes it really difficult because you just kind of hope that the floor's there when you finish that last one. Beautiful switch ring right there, gorgeous. Oh, wow. Here we go as she shows us a lot of fun originality there. There's that second tumbling pass. Handspring front layout, beautiful. Loving the choreography here, just enjoying this floor routine. She's having a good time with that as we get ready for that final tumbling pass. Round off back handspring, full twist. The difficulty in this routine is great because she has twisting elements in 2 of the 3 passes, which just makes that a lot more difficult. Girls very excited there for her.
Maddie scored as high as 9.3 in this event this year. We'll see how this routine scores her.
So she opens up here with a 1.5. Just really pretty, but you can tell it's made me a little nervous on that landing. Like she might have hyperextended her leg, but she didn't. She's okay. Second one, handspring front layout, beautiful. And she ends with a round up back handspring full twist. Again, having twisting elements on 2 of the 3 passes. Very nice.
Laura Becky will finish out the meet tonight. Clara scored as high as 9.475 this season.
It's gotta be bittersweet because here it is, your last home meet as the senior, and you've been in this gym for, anywhere from 6 to 4 years, depending on when you came on the team. It's a little bit of an emotional night for her, I'm sure.
Maddie Aaron got a 9.25 for her floor routine.
Great opening, round off layout front. Beautiful straddle jump, punch front. Second tumbling pass. Round up back handspring full twist. Nice job. Switch leap into twisting straddle jump. Final tumbling pass. Nice. She ends with a rounded back handspring 1.5 twist. Again, another routine that's got twisting elements in 2 of the 3 tumbling passes. Great. She ends with what a lot of gymnasts will open with, so this should get her a very nice score.
Great combination of dance skills and then terrific gymnastic skills here, too.
She is definitely a good tumbler, and those front layouts couldn't have been done better. The body position's great. They're completely laid out. Her second tumbling pass, she just, throws out. Oh, let's do a full twist here. Gorgeous, completely stretched out body. Didn't have to pike it down. And at the end, I was thinking she's just going to do another full. Nope, does 1.5. Here's that blind landing. Very, very nice routine for her. What a great career she's had here at Wayzata.
Man, she scores a 9.425. Very nicely done by Claire
Really nice,
Orbecki.
solid score there.
Great way to end it for Wayzata. And that'll do it for our competition. We will take one final break. We'll come back with team scores and closing thoughts. More from Wayzata Central Middle School after this timeout.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Here's our final score from tonight's meet. Wayzata 138.650 and Minnetonka 136.975. Welcome back to Wayzata Central Middle School. John Jacobson and Debbie Rasmussen, and for Wayzata. Not quite their high score, but within 4/10 of their high score for the year. So close to that 139 mark. And for Minnetonka, that is their high score for the year, 136.975.
Considering they didn't have that last gymnast to go on the floor, I think Minnetonka did a great job. But both teams had a little bit of difficulty on the balance beam, and that's where they're going to be able to increase that scores. The balance beam is a tough event, but what a great meet, and it, such a tight score at the end. Both teams did amazing. They did a nice job.
We saw the 4 seniors there a moment ago. It was senior night here at Wayzata. That's finishing up their gymnastics career with the last the home meet, and we saw Claire competing and Maddie. A great finish for the seniors, and a good home finish for Wayzata. Again, not quite their high score. But you go back to the balance beam. Well, had a couple of falls there. You take away those, they're another point higher, and so they're at 140, and then you can kind of go from there. So it's the kind of score where if they're able to hit, this is a team that can win the section meet here in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. I think they can, and again, it's just going to be a matter of cleaning up the beam routines a little bit. I think they had 3 really strong events, and they just need to get in the gym, get those consistent beam routines, and just keep doing them, and so they'll be a little bit more consistent in those. But other than that, I think both teams did a great job. It was fun. It was a fun meet to be at tonight.
Again, the Section 6AA meet comes up February 14th at Edina High School. That'll do it for our coverage tonight from Wayzata Central Middle School. For Debbie Rasmussen and all of our crew, our final score again, it's Wayzata winning tonight's meet over Minnetonka. Another late conference win for the Trojans, 138.65 to 136.975. Good night from Plymouth.